This is a fight up at Le Creux Stadium in Chiang Mai, and I had fought Nung Ben's the night before at Ta Pei Stadium, so when I go up north I try to get as many fights all at once as I can, so I end up fighting back-to-back quite often. And this is Pidang in my corner. We're waiting to go into the ring, and I think I had Fa in my corner as well. Oh no, it's a different kid. Okay, so we're waiting to go in. The fight before me is just finishing up. I always like walking to the ring because you have to go like through this crowd of people, and it's a very strange mix of people at this stadium. We went the wrong way. They changed me to the blue corner, whereas they had said I was in the red corner, which does not usually happen. Usually for gambling purposes you cannot switch corners at all. But maybe it was just misprinted on the program, I don't know. But I'm wearing shorts that I had made custom for the Death of the King, so I'm all black, which as normally I would be wearing blue shorts for the blue corner, red shorts for the red corner, and my opponent ended up coming in all in black as well. I had never fought her before, Kwangtong. The program said she was smaller than she actually is, so it was a bit of a surprise to see her, but she's from the Pettonpung gym, which is an all-female gym out in Mae Rim, and I'm very friendly with that gym, but I had not met Kwangtong before. But I've fought her twice now, and that's the referee saying hi to me. He's seen me many times before. But now every time I see Kwangtong, I'm very happy to see her. She's very cool. She has a very cool energy as a person, a very sweet smile, and she's not polite in the ring, like she'll bash you, but she's a very cool girl. So a little bit before this, I had given 2 low-blow female groin guards to the Pettonpung gym, and that's because they're all women at that gym, so I thought that they could kind of, in the same way that men share cups in Thai gyms, women could share that cup in their gym. And when I was fighting Kwangtong in this fight the first time, she teeped and kneed me in the crotch like 4 times. And I wondered whether it was because I had given them the groin guard or not, like if she knew I was wearing it. But I was happy to be wearing it due to that nonetheless. It's pretty busy here at Le Creux. It's a very small stadium, so capacity is just these plastic seats all around. But it's quite a lot of people. This is back in November, which is kind of a higher season for Thailand. And because I had fought the night before, I had kind of a mixed attitude of being a little bit fatigued, but also like, I don't care, which can lead me to fight really well, or it can lead me to fight really slow, so I need to learn how to harness that a little bit better. You can see Kwangtong's legs. She's super strong. Her kicks are very, very strong. I'd estimate her to be at around like 56 kilos, although they said 52 on the program. I walk around at like 47, 48. So the announcers have known me for years up there because I was at Lana for 2 years. And I still fight under Lana Muay Thai name when I'm up there. So when they announce me up there, they kind of talk about me as though I've been in Thailand for like 100 million years. And I'm kind of this known fighter up in the north, which is kind of cool. But I like being known as a Lana fighter up there because I did put in a lot of work up there when I was fighting through there, and I'm still very close to Pidang and Palm, who owns Lana Muay Thai. I love seeing her when we're up there. So it's always unsure whether my Rum Muay is going to be shorter or longer than other people's. So in that case, when theirs is shorter than mine, I can stalk them in the corner. If theirs is longer than mine, I have to go to an empty corner. But referees always just tell you no foul, fight to the fullest. And when I say stop, stop. That's basically if you don't speak Thai, those are the things that your referee is saying to you when you go to the middle. So I didn't really have injuries from the night before. It was a shorter fight. I knocked Benz out in round 3. So I kind of just wanted to continue on with things that had worked for me the night before, but Kwangtong is nothing like Nong Ben, so you can't necessarily do the same things that were working for you before. It was interesting because in my fight before I was worried about Nong Ben's kick being so strong, and then going against Kwangtong, like when she kicks light, she's kicking so hard. You can see her attitude expressed in the way that she moves. She's just trying to nail me there. So I kept overturning a little bit in the clinch. I don't know what I'm doing with my right hand, but there Kwangtong had looped her leg around the back of my leg, like hooked it, and so the referee warns her because that's a foul. But when she's kicking my leg like that, even when my leg comes up, because her kicks are so strong, she's like bashing my ankle. And just because of our size difference, I kind of have a hard time when we clinch up just moving her. So if she were closer to my size, a lot of the things that I'm doing would be working faster, which when you're fighting bigger opponents, you just need to realize that you have to be more patient. Like the things that work when someone is close to your size, they'll work eventually. It doesn't mean that they won't work at all if they're not working right away. So I teeped her on the leg right as she was swinging at me, which is why that missed. So I'm trying to keep my like nonki energy going, which is that kind of bounce. I need to strike off of that bounce, which I'm not doing yet. But at least it keeps me from being totally stagnant. And here I'm turning pretty well. Because I'm turning more, I'm able to get these visually and actually good impact knees in. I'm kind of jumping on them and digging into her side a bit. That can take someone's breath away. So I don't know why I have such a shit attitude in this fight when I come back to the corner. I don't know if I was tired or what my issue is. So I'm asking, Dang is telling me to keep my guard longer, like kind of go into a 4 block or a Dracula block. Because I'm staying in pretty well, I need to have a really good guard. I don't want to be bouncing out all the time, so if I just keep my hands up and that longer guard, I can protect myself, but I can also set up my strikes from a really good range. So I seem to have asked Pidang to put more Vaseline on me. I don't know if that's because I had an old cut I was afraid of reopening, or whether she had landed something on my face and I was just a little bit concerned about it. I don't know. But this referee is pretty funny. He, when he wipes your gloves off, he kind of like shoves you a little bit. He like pulled my arm there for a second. So here we're both starting out bouncing a little bit more, trying to show a little more vitality. That was a good dodge on the teep. Here she's kicking lower than she was before. I think she's getting a little bit tired, but she also wants to nail my legs, which is a good tactic given our size difference. So I went out of range a little bit too much on that, so I did stay away from her kick, but I wasn't able to strike back when she was spinning around. So that was kind of like a mix between a push and a fall. That was a nice bounce off the ropes and then coming straight at me. She has these really great, like, explosive strikes that she comes at you with. They're just not super accurate. So here I have a pretty good lock, and I've got her arm. Unfortunately, I'm not really using that lock, but I do rip her head to the side with the one that's behind her neck pretty well, which is how I'm getting those turns. And then I'm going after her legs to off-balance her, which is how she kind of lurches to one side, and then I can throw a knee as she's falling. But she's not putting her weight on me quite the way she was in the first round. And Dang is yelling at me, no, slowly. He wants me to be more quick, like move in more aggressively and faster. I'm kind of like zombie marching a little bit. I'm staying in, which is really good. But here I need to be dragging her back and throwing those straight knees. Like, she's in such a bad position, and I'm just kind of like waiting to get a slightly better position in order to throw my strikes, which is not good for me. It's pretty much like evolution. You just need good enough, and then you start throwing things, and you can get to a better position from that. That was a good leg strike there. You can hear him. Here she's pushing on my face, but because I pulled her, I got into a better position. You just need to keep pushing and pulling in the clinch. So the referee always comes around and tells you what round it is. Here he's telling me, before he had me doing the long guard, here he's telling me to push her off of me when I have her in the clinch to create space so that I can get straight knees in. Like, basically I'm snuffing myself. So when I have the lock, yank on her and then push her back so that I can get longer straight knees. This is like super fundamental stuff that just goes out of your head in the pressure of a fight. Sometimes you'll have corners who tell you to do insane things. It's actually really funny. You'll be like kind of a beginning fighter or just like barely able to get a few kicks in, and they're like, jump knee, jump kick, flying elbow. It's like, that's not gonna happen. But you'll also have corners who tell you to do like the most fundamental stuff, like left, right, and it's hard to do in a fight because the pressure is on. So don't beat yourself up about not being able to do things you can do in training. Just keep trying to bring it into the ring. So that was a good cross block there that I didn't follow up on, but I am tracking her down now. So I can kind of pat her kicks away instead of taking most of them. And just by staying close to her, it's hard for her to breathe. So there, I kind of kicked her in the groin a little bit. But just staying close on her here, I'm stuck. I'm not in a good position, but the ref is good. He lets it keep going, and I'm pushing and pulling. So that's how I'm able to get myself out of that total crap position. And now I just need to be yanking her back because she's got her leg up. We're kind of stuck here. So there I'm kind of chasing a little bit. I need to be cutting off the ring slightly more, but the movement's good. And here, she's overturning, whereas before I was overturning. But I'm starting to jab more because of the way our exchanges have been going. And when her right arm comes over, it's missing me, and I'm kind of catching her on the other side of it. So here, with my back on the ropes, I really need to be like trying to turn off of the ropes and pushing and pulling. So that was a teep while she was trying to kick at me, so you can get really good off balances off of that stuff. Teeping the legs is good. There, she totally missed on that punch, and I grabbed her in the clinch off of it, so her arm is actually wrapped around her own chin, basically. So I've definitely taken the lead at this point, but when you take the lead, you have to keep escalating. Like, you can't just ride off of a slight advantage. There has to be like a storyline in your fight. So when I've had a good round, I actually feel like, okay, now I have to do more. So you have to constantly think about, what promises did I make in that last round that I have to cash in on in this next round? So if you looked really strong, you have to keep looking strong. If you looked fast, you have to look faster. If you looked like your opponent's punches and kicks aren't affecting you, you damn well in the next round cannot look affected by anything that they're doing. It has to be whatever you were saying in the last round, you need to reiterate and emphasize in the next round. So she's looking actually really good in her corner. Sometimes you'll see girls looking really exhausted on the chair, and your corner will usually point that out, but Kwangtong's got really good energy. She popped right up off of her chair.
Relax, baby, relax. Hands up.
So she's coming hard off of that last round because the promises she made were these explosive strikes. So now she's just trying to nail me with what she wasn't hitting with the last round. And I've got her arm, but I need to put my lock behind her elbow. I don't have control of her because it's too far down her forearm. And here we're against the ropes, but see, I was trying to pop us off of the ropes. I need to be yanking her off the ropes myself. Basically, do the referee's job first so that he doesn't break you or have to move you. That jab's working well. That kick landed well. He kind of chastised me there for plowing, I think. I took too many steps while still holding her leg, but I don't know, that's kind of a fast call. So there, she's actually getting a few of those jumping knees in, but she's overturned, so I'm trying to trip her there. And you can hear Dang, he really wants me to increase the pressure and just go, go, go. So while I am keeping pressure on her by staying close, he wants the energy, like the visual energy of me tracking her down to be more emphasized. Like if you hit fast forward as we're doing this, that's what it should look like. I should be throwing multiple knees quicker. You need to show vitality, which I'm not doing. So here I need to be flipping her, pulling her. See how her back is to the ropes and I'm kind of to the side of her leg? I need to be yanking her around somewhere.
You're getting very still.
So yeah, Kevin is saying what I was just saying, which is that my energy is kind of deflating, which at the end of a fight, you really can't let that happen. If you have enough of a lead, you can kind of let it slide, but it sucks. Like, you need to have visual energy, even if you don't have real energy. You just fake it.
Sylvie, you're not showing confidence. Show it now.
So Kevin is equating that energy with confidence. So that's one of the reasons you want to show fidelity, is that it shows that you have confidence in what you're doing, in your strikes, in challenging someone and chasing them down. If you picture like a gazelle that's running away from, you know, a cheetah or whatever, if the cheetah sees that the gazelle still has energy, it's going to feel more tiring, like, God, how am I going to catch that? Whereas if you're kind of tired and something looks like it's fading, you feel energized by it, like you can keep going after it. So she's doing a really good job of keeping her energy up, even though she's probably super tired. And I actually have okay energy, but I'm looking more deflated. So the performance in fights is really important. So they always make you touch gloves and hug before the last round. But see, she's got that bounce going already. She's still lobbing with like full power on that right. And now she starts going after my leg, because she can, and it's landing. I should be teeping, so I'm putting my leg up, and she's just nailing the leg while it's up. If I teeped her, she wouldn't be able to hit the leg, and it would be off-balancing her. So here she's actually got the better lock on me, and so I'm not able to turn her. So I'm trying to just wiggle my right arm in, and I'm getting a couple of knees while I try to do that, and there I've gotten the back of her head, so now I can kind of get stronger, straighter knees. So she's backing up and trying to stay away from me, which usually someone in the lead is able to do that. But if I keep chasing her down, it basically is just showing my vitality and able to wear her down, as long as I don't kind of give up or start backing up in a timid way. She's throwing good combinations though for an end here. So here, you don't want to grab too low because it's not a great position, but if you can score from like an underhook or low clinch, you want to score, 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 and then change your position. Here I should be flipping off of the rope. So here she actually looks done first, and so I read that and we decide to dance it off. Like, she's not going to come after me anymore, and I'm not going to have to charge her down with her trying to stay away. So this becomes the basic, seating at the end of a fight. And Dang is yelling at me to keep my hands up because you don't want to look exhausted. You want to look finished. So I think they cut that round a little bit short, which sometimes they'll do when there's a strong lead. But so you'll see the other fighter, if they know they've lost, they'll get out of the ring right away. I've seen people in the West actually be confused by that. They're like, why would you get out of the ring before the announcement? In Thailand, there's a very fast turnover of announcing the winner, and then the next fight just comes in. There's not a lot of this like reading of the scores and all that stuff. So if you know you've lost, often that fighter will just get out of the ring right away. There's no shame in it. This fighter's waiting to go in. See, they're like 1 out, 1 in. It's very, very fast in Thailand. And you can get a look at Le Crow here. I like the lights there. This bar is where Lana always, always goes, and it's changed ownership a few times in the years.